then boys and girls, step right up and make your own tier list of the best Saab models to ever grace this planet. And that was a terrible intro that I just came up with on the spot. But there's been a popular trend going around on YouTube and I guess just around social media as of late. It's basically this tier maker thing where you have a few different tiers and you rank a specific thing on those tiers. So I figured, why not do this for Saab models? So if you guys are interested in doing your own tier list, you can click the link at the top of the description and it should take you right to this and you can fill it out how you would, because of course I'm going to fill it out how I would, which 99.9% chance is going to be different than how you would do it. So let's go ahead, take a look at this, see what models we've got and the different tiers we have. So we have 5 tiers here. And these names are pretty generic. Obviously at the top you're going to have your best models and at the bottom you're going to have your worst. So at the top here to kick us off we have Purist Nirvana. Second, that is followed up by Definitely Special. Third is Pretty Solid. Fourth is Meh. And fifth is Probably Should Have Stayed a Concept. So you can see I have a variety of different Saab models down here. Now for the sake of I kind of did this a little bit weird and some people might not like this, but I basically combined certain models and then also split certain models into two. So for example, with the 2-stroke here, I pretty much included all the classic and vintage Saabs that had 2 strokes into one category. So like the 92B, the early years of the 95 and the 96. And then I also did that for the V4, so the Sonnet 2, the Sonnet 3, the later years of the 95 and 96. So those are kind of the 2 vintage groups of Saabs grouped into one. Then you have, of course, the 99, 900, Classic 900, 9000, NG 900, and Old Generation 93, Viggen 95, Old Generation 95 with the B235 motor, Old Generation 95 with the V6 motor, New Generation 93 with the 2.0 turbo, 97X, 92X, 2.8 turbo New Generation 9.3, 9.4X, and then New Generation 9.5. So the way that I went ahead and did this was pretty much just put them from oldest to newest, so that's how I'm going to go through them here. So let's go ahead and get started first off with the 2-stroke. Now a lot of these pictures are actually pictures that I've taken or cars that I've reviewed in the past. So this is Evan's dad's 92B that I drove at SOC 2018, and I mean, if you've ever heard a 2-stroke before, they sound freaking awesome and I love them, and just because they're super old, I think that they automatically deserve to be up there. So 2-stroke is going in the Definitely Special category. I guess the same could go for the V4. This is actually Matt's Sonnet 3 that I drove probably about a year or so ago. That was a lot of fun to drive. It goes in the same kind of category. It has a really unique sound to it, super cool. Again, just kind of got that vintage vibe to it, all the V4 Saab, so really cool. Next up is 99. Well, I mean, I kind of think, I haven't driven a 99 yet, unfortunately, but it's kind of regarded as like one of the, like, I mean, purists kind of wet their pants a little bit when they see a 99, especially a clean one. So I think without a doubt, the 99 has to go into the purist Nirvana category. Next up, we've got the Classic 900. This picture I took at SOC 18. I actually featured this car in my video at SOC 18, and this is Andrew's Classic 900, Burl Green. Probably one of the most beautiful cars or colors ever on a car. Again, I would be shot by every Saab enthusiast if I did not put this in purist Nirvana as well. Next up, the Saab 9000. Now, I still have yet to drive a 9000. I've heard nothing but great things about the 9000. So with that being said, I mean, I love them personally too. Great motor, especially the arrows, the seats. Everyone always talks about the seats. So I don't think I can go wrong by putting the 9000 in the Definitely Special category. And you guys can see already this is a very top-heavy list, but I promise you I'm going to try to be a little bit more harsh towards some of these newer models, especially some of these GM era Saabs. As we progress through it. So next up, the NG 900 and Old Generation 93. So this is actually my dad's new generation 900 that we sold, I think 2 years ago. You older subscribers might remember. It had over 300,000 miles on it, 2.3 naturally aspirated. But there's not a whole lot of love for this generation, the new generation 900 and old generation 93. And honestly, it's not, I don't want to say it's not great, because, you know, then people that own it are going to be a little bit triggered, I think. But I think I think it's fair to say it ends up in the meh category. So next up, we have the 9.3 Viggen. Of course, same chassis as the new generation 900. This is actually Shane's big turbo Viggen I reviewed at SOC 18 as well. A lot of these pictures are from SOC 18. Viggen, without a doubt, again, one of those Saabs that's just like everyone kind of has a little soft spot for. Absolutely awesome car. I think that one also goes in purest nirvana. Next up, we have the 9.5, old generation 9.5 with the B235 motor. This is my dad's 0495 Aero right here. And I love the car, especially the 04 to 05 Aeros with this body kit on it, I guess you could say. Absolutely stunning car. Great motor too. Everyone likes to rave about the B235, although in my opinion it's inferior to the 2.8, but you know, people can argue in the comments about that. But I think because the 9.5 was just such a popular car for Saab, not compared to the 9.3, but the B235 motor was just such a great motor, I think that ends up in the definitely special category. Next up, we have the V6 9.5. Now, you V6 9.5 owners are not going to be happy with this, but probably should have stayed a concept. All right, now we're getting into the 100% pretty much GM era Saabs. We're going to be looking at the 2.0 turbo new generation 9.3. This one is my personal new generation 9.3, of course. And you know, it's one of the best platforms to mod, or not the 2.0 necessarily, but it's one of the most popular Saabs out there for sure, the 2.0 9.3. But it's got some of those GM qualities that a lot of people don't like, that cheap interior in certain places, and you know, that the fact that it's not a true Saab in a lot of people's eyes. So with that being said, I'm going to be putting the 2.0 turbo in the pretty solid category. So next up, the Chevy Truck, the 97X. So this one was a little bit tough for me because I've always kind of been a fan of the 97X, but at the same time, it's pretty much a trailblazer. You know, some people are going to be butthurt I said that, but it's true. But the fact that you can get an LS motor with it in the Aero, I think that bumps it up from meh to pretty solid, just because of that fact alone. Next up, we've got the 9.2X, and this, along with the 9.7X, were probably the two least Saabs. This one, unfortunately, you couldn't get a Corvette motor with. It was pretty much a Subaru Impreza that was different body panels and badge. So, with that being said, I think that the 9.2X goes in the probably should have stayed a concept category. Next up, the 2.8T new generation 9.3. I'm a little bit biased. I like the 2.8T better than the 2.0T, so same reasons as, you know, with the 2.0T that I already mentioned, except the fact that it's a V6, so I'm going to put that in the definitely special category, and if you disagree, deal with it. So now we're getting to the unicorns. We're getting down to the last couple here. So here we have the 9.4X. This is actually John's 9.4X. I did a video on this at SOC 2018 as well. And it's such a rare car. I mean, less or 500 or so made entirely, and I think it's a really good looking car, especially the Aeros with the turbine wheels and everything. So I can't go wrong with putting that in the pretty solid category. Last but certainly not least, the new generation 9.5. Now this is Sebastian's 9.5. I did a video on this as well. At this point, there's too many videos to link, so I'm probably not even going to link any of them. But they're on the channel nonetheless if you are interested. So, new generation 9.5, again, less limited than the 9.4X. I think there are about 3,000 NGs made. And I would probably end up putting it in the meh category, but just because of how good it looks, and also the fact that you could get it in a manual if you got the 4-cylinder. I mean, that big luxury boat in a manual in 2011, that's pretty cool. So I think with that said, the new generation 9.5 goes in the pretty solid category as well. So there you have it, guys. This is my completed list. I'll go ahead and keep it on the screen here so you guys can look at it and tell me how right I am down below in the comments. But I figured this would be a fun video to make, kind of a last second idea. I thought it would be a lot of fun. But like I said, if you guys want to make your own version of this, click the link at the top of the description. It should take you right to the page where you can do this. And then of course, you know, or just fill it out in the comments and leave your thoughts down below. I'm interested to hear how you guys would do this differently. So with that being said, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.